Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening on Nintendo Switch. This time I'm going to show you all 50 secret seashell locations, as well as the 5 reward tiers and how to get them. The way I've structured this guide, for the most part, is I'm going to show you the secret seashell locations as you would encounter them throughout the game, for the most part. There are some that I leave to the end that you can get earlier, but I just find it easier to get them later. It's really up to you, whatever order you want to do things in. If you've beaten the game and you're just starting from scratch, you can do these in any order, but for the most part, I want to show you how to get them as you get more and more powerful items as you progress through the game. The reward tiers for the secret seashells are as follows. At 5 seashells, you get a piece of heart, which I covered in my heart piece collection guide, which I've linked in the description below. At 15, you get the seashell sensor, which makes a noise anytime a secret seashell is near. At 30, you get a chamber stone. At 40, you get the Koholint sword, which in the previous versions of the game, you got at 20. And then at 50 secret seashells, you get the rupee modifier chamber stone. So, in the original versions of the game, there were 26 secret seashells, and the rewards stopped at 20, but in this version of the game, there are 50, and the rewards end at 50. So without further ado, let's get started. Seashell number 1 can be found in Mabe Village under some bushes above the trendy game. Slash them down and you'll get seashell number 1. Seashells number 2 and 3 are in the trendy game just south of where we found seashell number 1. Be very aware that the physics in this version of the game, unlike the originals, is pretty annoying. You're going to need a lot of rupees to get these probably. If you can get them on your first try, kudos to you. I cannot. But you want to keep trying until you get seashell number 2, and then go back in, keep winning big prizes, go for the big ticket items like the heart pieces, the collectibles, Yoshi doll, stuff like that, chamber stones too, and then eventually seashell number 3 will be on the back table that moves. My tip for this is wait for the table to reach all the way to the right, and then drop your claw, and then by the time the table reaches to the left, claw will be in the perfect position, and it'll grab it, and you won't have to worry about any of the weird physics. So go ahead and pick that up for seashell number 3. Seashells number 4 and 5 are in the fishing minigame. For the first one, you want to catch any big fish that weighs over 40 pounds. For me, it was the blooper. This is a special kind of fish that has a really interesting animation, I guess you want to call it. Basically, all fish will turn away from you as you're reeling them in, but special fish, such as the blooper and the cheep, have a different animation when trying to run away from you. For the blooper, you'll notice that there are bubbles underneath its tentacles on the bottom. This is your sign to stop reeling. When you see these bubbles, stop pressing the A button and just let it do its thing. Once the bubbles disappear, then you can start reeling in again. This is very, very important. If you keep mashing A while it's trying to get away from you, the line will break and he will get away. Also note, do not reel in when he's jumping out of the water. He'll get away as well. So just keep those two things in mind, and eventually you will catch your first big fish. You can also do this on the green fish. I think 1 or 2 of them do weigh over 40 pounds, but when you see the big blooper, that's how you know. So because this one is 40 pounds or higher, this is a big fish, and we are going to get our rupee reward, as well as a secret seashell, along with the heavyweight lure. So you get 3 rewards from this. You get the heavyweight lure as well, which allows you to catch Old Baron. So yeah, once you get that, you'll get your secret seashell. For number 5, we need to start fishing again. This time we need to specifically go for a cheep. There's a couple different sizes of these. Either one will do. But there is a secret seashell in this fish's mouth. And catching this fish can be pretty difficult. So you want to start reeling it in. When it pulls away, let it do its thing. Don't press A anymore. But sometimes it can try to jump out of the water. While it is doing this, it is imperative that you stop reeling in. If you reel in as it's jumping out of the water, then it will get away, and you have to wait a long time for it to respawn. I had to wait upwards of an hour to get one of these to respawn for me. So, the way you can tell it's going to do its thing is just by being patient. When it's tugging away from you, you shouldn't be reeling in anyway. So wait for it to turn around, and then start reeling in again. But give it a second when it turns around, because sometimes it will look straight up and jump out of the water. And it's very, very important that you don't reel in when it jumps out of the water. But if you successfully catch a cheep, inside of its mouth will be secret seashell number 5. I will be creating a fishing guide in case you really like this minigame. I like it a lot. I'll be creating a separate guide for that as well. For For Seashell number 6, once you have the power bracelet from Bottle Grotto, you want to head into the mysterious forest, pick up this rock, and open this chest, and inside is Seashell number 6. For Seashell number 7, we're going to head into the tail cave, but we have to do this once we have bombs. So after you finish Bottle Grotto, the bombs become purchasable in the item shop in Mabe Village. So go ahead and bomb this wall here, and inside is a chest with Secret Seashell number 7. You don't have to recomplete the dungeon. You can just go in, get the chest, get out, and that's it. No big deal. So open the chest for number 7. For number 8, we want to take the shovel and go into the doghouse right near Chow Chow. We want to dig in the bottom right corner. And that is Seashell number 8. For Seashell number 9, we want to head down to Taranbo Shores, find the log where we talked with Marin very privately, and dig in the bottom left corner, and you'll get Seashell number 9. For Seashell number 10, you need to go inside the ghost's house. This is directly east of where we just picked up number 9, but I'm approaching it from the other direction. In the original game, you needed to make sure that you brought the ghost to its grave in order for the secret seashell to appear. I'm not 100% certain if you need to do that in this version of the game as well, but if it's not appearing here, make sure you do the ghost's side quest in order to get Seashell number 10. Seashell number 11 is underneath a rock just northwest of Dampé's shack. So if you have that warp, just lift up this rock and you'll get number 11. This is also above where you rescued Bow Wow from. Seashell number 12 is near Mr. Wright's house. You want to chop down this bush and then dig underneath it, and you'll get the secret seashell. This is a location that's kind of easy to forget. It's north of the mysterious woods, but I'll also bring up the map here. This way you can tell exactly where it is. So it's in this northwest corner. For number 13, head just south of there back into the mysterious forest and dig in this spot for number 13. For number 14, also in the mysterious forest, if you approach from Crazy Tracy's hut, this is right near the Mad Batter's location, which is under that rock, but Secret Seashell number 14 is buried in the middle of this flower patch. For number 15, we want to head to the witch's hut, lift up this rock, and then just chop down this bush, dig underneath it, and that is Secret Seashell number 15. For Secret Seashell number 16, head east from there, and just head into the wastelands, and then there is a little dirt patch right here on the east side that you want to dig, and you will get number 16. Pretty easy. For number 17, this is right above the key cavern, near where you blew up the giant pig's head, or boar head. You want to dig in the middle of the rocks, and that is Seashell number 17. For Seashell number 18, this is right outside the Seashell Mansion. Just chop down these bushes, and you'll get Seashell number 18. For number 19, you want to head into Richard's house. You have to do this after you have all 5 golden leaves, and he has allowed you to move the frog statue. Head down the stairs, and then at the fork in the road here, take the west fork, push this rock into the pit, equip the rock's feather, jump the gap, and then open the chest for Secret Seashell number 19. For Seashell number 20, once you have the Pegasus boots, you want to bonk into this tree. This is just northwest of Richard's house, near the signpost field. For number 21, also north of, or just above, the key cavern, you want to dig in the middle of this grass patch, and that's Seashell number 21. For Seashell number 22, just south of Canalit Castle, you see this field with boulders and rocks in it. Head into this cave, and we're going to leave via a cracked wall that reveals a secret exit. So you can lift up this rock, destroy that enemy, then plant a bomb on the west wall. Once this explodes, you want to equip the rock's feather, and this is why, because there's a pit. I don't know why there's a pit, but there's a pit. So just jump the gap, go up the stairs, and then you need to navigate this little rock maze, but it's easy enough. Just push this one rock into the pit, jump the gap, and then just circle around these rocks. And then we do need to move 2 of them. So move the first one on your right, on the top, and then push this one up, and then you can exit. So exit through this door, and now we need to equip our shovel and do a little bit of digging, and it is to the bottom left of the owl statue, and that is number 22. For number 23, exit the cave and head back into the field, lift up this rock, and underneath is Seashell number 23. For number 24, you want to head back to Taranbo Shores and bonk into this tree in the bottom left corner. For number 25, you want to head just outside the Tail Cave dungeon, bonk into this tree, and you'll get Seashell number 25. For number 26, you want to head near Animal Village, but instead of going into the village, you want to continue all the way south until you can reach the bridge that you would normally have to swim under for the fisherman's part of the trading sequence. Now you want to walk over the bridge and dig right next to the owl statue, and underneath will be Seashell number 26. For number 27, also back at Animal Village, once the walrus has gone away, you want to play the Ballad of the Windfish one more time, and he will throw you Seashell number 27 after realizing that you are not Marin. I am unsure of when exactly this becomes available to you. It could be right after Marin leaves. It could be at the end of the game. I'm not sure. I did all these at the end of the game, so I'm a little unsure. Sorry about that. For number 28, we want to head into Yarna Desert, go to the extreme southeast corner, and a seashell will be under a rock waiting for us. For 29, we're staying in Yarna Desert again, but now we're going to dig in between all these cacti right near the cave exit. For number 30, back at Animal Village, we need to speak with Christine after we have delivered her letter to Mr. Wright. Again, if you need help with the trading sequence, please check the video description for my trading sequence guide. For number 31, you want to head to Telltale Heights, and then you want to throw a bomb in this hole here. Doing so will cause Seashell number 31 to get shaken loose somehow and land right in your lap. For 32, after you get the flippers from Angler's Tunnel, you want to head back near the Tail Cave, swim to this island, chop down the bush, and claim Seashell number 32. For 33, also with the flippers, warp to Martha's Bay, and then now you can go onto this island with this inconspicuous little bush over here, chop that down, and you'll get Seashell number 33. For Seashell number 34, just northeast of where we got number 33, chop down this bush, and it's underneath. For 35, head back to Telltale Heights, but now you have the hook shot from Catfish's Maw. Zip over to this island, and you can play the River Rapids minigame. Just like the pieces of heart that you get from this minigame, you need to play this at least twice. First, we are going to do Rapids Raid, so we can get onto an island and then dig for the Secret Seashell. You can do this with Rapids Race if you like, but you're better off doing Rapids Raid. This way you can get your rupees back. It's just a lot easier. So go ahead and pay the man 100 rupees, and now you can take the raft for a ride. I'm going to show you the exact route that you need to take. There may be another route to do this, but this is the route that I took. I just zip over to these posts, and then I make sure to grab this 20 rupees right here so I can start getting my money back. Zip over to this route, zip over to this tree, and we're going to follow this path here, and now we need to start making our way over. Alright, and this is the island we need to get to. You can see it right there. So go ahead, keep trying to zip over, just like that. Get onto this bottom route, it's a little tucked away, zip over to this one, and then you'll land right here. Then take out your shovel and start digging. And underneath here is Seashell number 35. So 15 to go. For 36, you want to play the game again, but this time you want to do Rapids Race. And then I'm not 100% sure for this one if you need to set a record or if you need to set a record under a certain amount of time. And I'm sorry, I'm not 100% certain on it, but the rules aren't exactly clear either. So I'll show you the route that I take to beat this in under 35 seconds. You want to zip onto the first post, the second post, and the third post, but then you want to fall down this waterfall deliberately. From there, you want to try to reach the bottom as quickly as possible. So zip over to this tree, zip over to this route, hook shot south to zip south, and then you want to follow the rapids here just for a little bit. And you want to try to latch onto a tree like that. Go to those roots, go to these roots as well, and then just follow along, and you will drop, and it'll be under 35 seconds. Again, I'm not sure if you have to beat it in under 35 seconds, under 40, or if you just need to set a record in general. I'm not really sure. The rules aren't super clear, When you set that record, you will get a secret seashell, and then if you beat that record, you'll get a piece of heart. For seashell number 37, we are going to go to the ancient ruins, but this time instead of going to the south shrine where we got the face key, we're instead going to go further east. And we're going to wake up this knight here, and underneath him is a staircase. And down that staircase is seashell number 37, waiting for us nicely in a chest. For seashell number 38, we're going to head just north of the ancient ruins, and we're going to lift up the boulders until we reach this rock, and underneath is secret seashell number 38. For number 39, this is inside of the face shrine. You want to head to the northwest room on the first floor. You want to head up the stairs, and you will now be on an island in the River Rapids minigame that you couldn't reach before, but inside this chest is number 39. For number 40, right near Canelet's castle, you can use the hook shot to zip over these potholes. In the original versions of the game, you needed the flying rooster, but you no longer do. This is now always accessible. For number 41, just head a little bit north from where you just got number 40, swim in the moat, and we're going to head to the northwest waterfall that is supplying the water for this moat. And directly underneath that waterfall is a hard-to-see secret shell. So just dive, and you'll get it. For shell number 42, we're going to head up to Telltale Mountain Range. For this, we need the flippers. You want to swim into this pool, and just like number 41, it's underneath a waterfall and a little hard to see. Just swim to this waterfall, dive, and you'll get number 42. For number 43, climb that ladder, and then head up to the chicken coop and equip a bomb. You want to do the same thing that you did earlier and throw it in the inconspicuous hole. Blasting it will not necessarily send it to you directly, instead it bounces out to a corner, so you do have to walk and claim it. I was standing there expecting it to just come to me. For number 44, head east of the chicken coop and jump over the gap on this faulty bridge. Pick up this rock, be careful of the enemy under the other one, but you'll be able to claim number 44. For 45, you want to enter a cave just east of where you found number 43. However, instead of proceeding through this cave normally, you want to bomb this cracked wall. Once you bomb it, you'll find a staircase leading up to another part of the cave. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get questions about this, so I'm just going to show you in this video how to open these chests. I may make a separate video out of it just to be more thorough, but I am going to show you how to open these chests. The trick is to ignore them the first time. If you open 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 and you leave, all 5 will be open and you get nothing. So what you need to do is after you get Secret Seashell number 45 from this chest outside, you want to head back into that room and start opening the chests. You can only open all 5 from this vantage point. It's a little bit of a cheap shot. The reward is only 100 rupees, but I'll show you how to open them now. So the first one is going to have a Zol in it. Actually, all 4 are going to have Zols in them until the final one. Unlike the original game where each chest had 20 rupees, you only get the reward from the last one. So after you open the first 2 chests, push this rock to the right. Another Zol jumps out. And then next, we want to push this boulder up, this one to the left, that I'm going to do in a second. I just had to stop and think about these chests for a minute. Push these 2 to the left, open this, defeat the Zol, and then push this last boulder down. And in this chest is our 100 rupee reward. It's a cheap shot, but that's how you do it. For number 46, we're going to head into Eagle's Tower. I recommend doing this after you complete it. It's a little bit easier. From the warp point, we want to head to the Hinox's room, the red Hinox that we fought in this dungeon. So it's really easy to do it from the warp. Otherwise, you got to do a little bit of walking around. So head down the stairs from the top floor. Head west 1 room. You can try to deal with these guys or just ignore them because I'm bad at them. Head west 1 more room into the Hinox's room. And now we want to fall down these holes on the west. Either one will do. This will bring us onto the catwalk on the main floor. And then you want to head north 2 screens and then open this chest. And inside is Secret Seashell number 46. Number 47, back in the Telltale Mountain Range on our way to Turtle Rock. There's a mini Moldorm in this little circle of rocks, and in the top right rock is Seashell number 47. For Seashell number 48, after you use the mirror shield to get past the flame jet, open up the warp point, defeat some enemies, and then dig in this tiny pile of rocks. In the middle is Seashell number 48. For Seashell number 49, we need to head to Animal Village after we complete the trading sequence and get the magnifying lens. Doing so will reveal a Zora in this house chilling out in a pond. The Zora will not be here until you have the magnifying lens because he's technically invisible. So, in order to keep his secret, he gives us a Secret Seashell number 49. Secret Seashell number 50 is locked behind the chamber dungeons. You have to complete the first tier of dungeons, I believe. You may only have to complete this one dungeon, titled Fill Up Your Hearts, but I did these in order. You have to complete this dungeon or the entire tier of dungeons in this tier to get Secret Seashell number 50. Completing the chamber dungeons, I recommend doing it at the end of the game instead of as you go, because it just takes a lot of time. The rewards aren't that great. It's a seashell, a heart piece, and a bottle, and I'm not super sure just yet what the final reward is, but in the golden tier, each dungeon just gives you 300 rupees, and I have no idea what to spend them on. I have 2 dungeons left in the chamber dungeons in the golden shovel difficulty tier, so maybe I'll report back what the reward is, but I've been doing it on stream the past couple nights. But once you complete that dungeon, you will get Secret Seashell number 50, and then don't forget to head back to the Seashell Mansion to get your final reward, which is a rupee chamber modifier. And what that does is you place it in any room, and in that room it automatically rains rupees, about 400 each time. It's not farmable, you can only do it once per dungeon, but it's still a pretty neat modifier. And that's it, that's all 50 Seashell locations. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening on Nintendo Switch, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new videos go live. You can find me on Twitter, @SJCage, and you can also find me on twitch.tv/SweetJohnnyCage, where I stream every Tuesday and Thursday night, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. That about does it. I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.